I moved back to Nigeria from Canada, and this is what my life is like now. So ever since I started documenting my relocation to Nigeria, I've noticed my content tends to trigger 3 specific types of people. The first group of people is Nigerians in Nigeria who want to japa. They're either in the process or they're hoping to start the process soon, or there's no even hope for them to start the process, but they shall want to japa. They genuinely can't understand why they're trying so hard to leave the country while someone else willingly came back and is actually enjoying life there. Now, the second group of people who get triggered by Japada content is people who have already Japad, but they're still sort of finding their feet abroad. They're still in that adjustment phase. They haven't fully settled into a life that they enjoy. So when they see someone has lived abroad and has moved back to Nigeria, they start coming up with all kinds of conspiracy theories as to why. You hear things like, oh, this person's residency must have expired, or oh, this person must have had one political appointment. That's why they moved back to Nigeria. There's nothing I haven't heard on these social media streets. So this group of people can't imagine why anyone would leave the country they are still working so hard to settle in, to build a life in. So they assume there has to be some kind of hidden reason. So the third group of people that I find are triggered by Japada content is people who have actually settled abroad. They're doing well, they're doing okay, but they haven't lived there very long, usually less than 10 years. So even though they're making good money, in my experience, a lot of them are still in the honeymoon phase. To them, it is heaven on earth. It's the land of milk and honey. Everything about abroad is amazing. They're seeing life there through rose-colored glasses, and they haven't experienced enough of the ups and downs yet. So to them, moving back to Nigeria makes absolutely no sense. I know that I said there's 3 groups of people, but there's actually 4. There is a bonus group of people who don't fall into any of these 3 categories, but they had a terrible time or a terrible experience or some sort of traumatic experience in Nigeria that they escaped from. That is the final bonus 4th category of people who get triggered by Japada content. And honestly, that's kind of understandable. Now, of course, there's exceptions to every rule. There's going to be some outliers. Not everyone neatly fits into any of these 3 to 4 categories. Now, as for the people who still get angry over someone else's life choices for reasons I cannot explain, that one is above me. I will keep you in my prayers. Anyways, that's just been my observation so far. What do you think about my analysis of these groups of people? Did I hit the nail on the head? Did I miss any other types of people? Let me know in the comments.